All right, what's up, guys? Hello, welcome back to RD charting. Doing it without the little video screen in the corner here this time, and I'm recording from my laptop. Sorry for being away for a bit. I've just been at my grandparents' house enjoying the holidays, and also working. Um, looking at charts, obviously, but I have another job too, so doing work from home stuff at my grandparents. Kind of a fun place to do it. Wanted to talk about Build a Bear Workshop here today. This is one you really don't hear probably anything about. If you're an OG 90s kid, you'll remember Build a Bear Workshop. Actually, might have talked about it on the channel here, slash in video recording ideas. Um, Before, but I wanted to talk about it here again. It's been moving pretty well. Um, I have a position in it. Let me check what exactly. I forget how big my position in Build a Bear Workshop is. 3.2% of my portfolio right now um, on this guy. But it's got, I would say, a good setup. And the thing is, too, I think Build a Bear Workshop is an investable company here at this point. Um, and again, like going back to their entire history, I mean, it's been pretty brutal. Obviously, of course, they went public in the early dash mid 2000s in 2004 here, and um, that was after the dot com bubble. You have the dot com bubble in 2001 or so, 2001. And then the market's been recovering at this point. Build a Bear Workshop goes public. And then, of course, you have the great financial crisis, gets hammered, then just chops around, then finally participates in the post GFC great financial crisis bull market. It rebounds towards the end of that. Um, and then this probably or I guess in the middle of that, and then it just probably experiences difficulties as a company. People might not want stuffed bears as much anymore. And then it keeps a strong downtrend up until the pandemic. Then we get the pandemic crash, and now it's been soaring ever since then. Um, One of the theses is at this point, I mean, who doesn't love stuffed animals? I think everyone likes stuffed animals. And one of the theses here at this point is that we've got the great wealth transfer starting to occur. Um, Probably not even, we're probably in like the second inning of the great wealth transfer, maybe the third inning of the great wealth transfer. So kind of there in the early stages. And maybe in the middle ish stages of millennials having kids, and even some of the Gen Z folks starting to have kids. And who's made all the money in the past like 20, 30 years? It's the boomers. And what are the boomers doing? They're starting to have grandkids. And what do we, well, if you know anything about grandparents, they like to spend money on their grandkids. And Build a Bear Workshop, it should be a beneficiary of that, just because, you know, you buy, you want to buy stuffed animals for your kids. So, just talking about it from an investable standpoint, obviously recently it's been accelerating the trend higher, and so I can understand maybe being nervous about buying it up here. However, I would say I think it's one you can just dollar cost average. Again, this is a long term idea. This isn't really something I would jump into with both feet at this point. Even if it goes higher, that's great, but I would just buy slowly, whether that's every day or every week or something. um, and just kind of looking for it to continue higher. Now, if you're nervous about two things. If you're nervous about how high it is, you can always set a trailing stop loss, for somewhere around $32. Saying if it gets below that, you want to sell because you don't want to take a big loss or something. The other option, of course, is just to limit your exposure. So again, 5% portfolio position in a stock is fairly big exposure for most hedge fund managers and whatnot. So, um, just make sure you're managing your exposure. Because if you're not certain about something, you don't want to jump in with like 10 to 15% exposure. Next thing you know, the position's down 10%, and you just lost 1.5% of your portfolio um, in a few days or something. That's not what we want. So just manage the exposure and stuff. But I do think Build a Bear Workshop overall is going to continue this trend. Where I get this big target from at the 7616 level is you can actually barely see it because hot the mode of this consolidation range is really all around the same level. They're around that $20 level. Um, yeah, $20 roughly level. But that's where I get this from because that's just a few months of strong consolidation. And basically you get a, a breakout and then you get the retest here. You get another breakout, another retest, and then now a strong move up. So, um, again, could Build a Bear Workshop just kind of go straight up? Yeah, I mean, it could go right to 75, 76 or so. Um, who knows what retests will look like, but, it's definitely looking strong overall. And then I did notice just with the recent price action, I haven't checked on this in a little bit, but we have a little bit of new signaling, really huge signal here on the 6 month. So let me see if I can do any analysis. Again, I'm still, as with anything, we're still kind of learning and making our best estimations on things. So it's weird because it's like the consolidation. Usually, it's like you're looking at a tighter range or something. Well, you can see here that's where this comes from. So tight range there, and then we get the breakout here. And then you get the retest, then you get a breakout, then you get the retest, and now a really strong breakout. So, um, yeah, so I guess you could measure it from up here now at this point and do or the 3 month. Let's go to the 1 month. Um, so again, the idea kind of, well, and I guess I've done a little bit of work on that a bit, but just for kicks and giggles, I'm gonna try this again and see if I get any new information. Maybe we'll try it from the 2 month time frame. Yeah, that's a pretty good time frame to look at. And maybe I don't need a new one. I'll just work from what I already have drawn. So you got that. And yeah, I guess I already have that anyway. Anyway, I'm just gonna redo this. So boom. And we go there. And we're so there's a lot going on here. I know, but so we'll connect it to the 2373 level as best we can. It doesn't have to be totally exact, in my opinion. We'll just go 2380. Give ourselves an extra few cents. Yeah, so it's already hit that target here. But again, just with like how the breakouts are showing up, I'm gonna double this target and see where that gets us. So basically, if Build a Bear Workshop continued this really strong trend. And by really strong, I mean this is really strong trend. So, you know, we'll see how it keeps going. But, if it really continued this strong trend here, um, you could get something going up to the $100 level almost. So, and again, that's long term because look at that. We're down into March 2026. So, if you took a weekly view of it, it is actually it's kind of interesting. That's what's fun about doing the multiple time frames is you take a weekly look and it looks much more realistic because you know a pullback down into here or something would be fairly realistic before continuing to move higher. But again, we're in a strong trend right now, so you could even get something like up to there, pull back into something around here, and then continue higher. So, yeah, I mean, I guess that's the theory behind Build a Bear Workshop and just the broader environment around it and all that jazz. So, hope you enjoyed the video. A little bit longer one today. Um, on YouTube, I should timestamp these. Um, I do have some time before work, but I might just leave it as a whole video and then you can fast forward and rewind to your heart's content, heart's desire, and catch glimpses of whatever will work for you in this video. So, again, hope you enjoyed and just wanted to at least post something for the first time in a little bit. And I should be back here more consistent, hopefully, after the new year, because I'm going to be in Michigan for a bit and do Christmas with everyone, and it's going to be a good time. So, bye, y'all. Catch you in the next video.